it might feel a little bit unfamiliar. But very quickly, if you know the right way to do it and you follow a proven process, you can actually build this out and you can start to pitch not only with a proven method in place, but with your own style in a way that feels really comfortable for you. Hello, friends, and welcome back to another episode of the Influencer Podcast. Today, I am sharing a simple strategy that can help you land paid brand deals no matter what. So if you're someone who wants to work with the brands you love and get paid to do it, today's episode is for you. Now, these strategies are really mindset strategies. And the reason why I want to dive into the mindset strategies today is because I know without a doubt, that is the biggest thing that holds people back from the growth that they want to see in their brand, the engagement that they want to see on Instagram, and really the money that they want to make and the partnerships and the collaborations that they want to have with brands. And it keeps them from really seeing that growth that they want to see. And so we're going to be diving in that today. But first, I kind of want to dive into partnerships and collaborations and what that means and, you know, how I use these terms and these words. And so when I think of a content creator, I think of someone who creates content on social media as a way to really build their brand and business. So I think of YouTubers, podcasters, course creators, online coaches, influencers, bloggers, you name it, that is a content creator. So if you fall into any of these buckets, start considering yourself a content creator if you don't already, and let me walk you through some of these simple steps. Now, also, when I talk about paid partnerships and branded partnerships, that's essentially a brand deal. A brand deal is a paid partnership between content creators and companies, and it is a big way that creators can monetize the content that they create. So even if you're someone thinking, but I'm not a content creator, I don't know if it's possible for me to monetize the content that I create, you're most likely making yourself stuck and losing out on a lot of potential money and opportunity. So that's what we are going to be diving in today. So the first mindset shift strategy that I want you to overcome and walk you through today is this idea of you thinking, I'm not big enough or large enough. I don't have a big enough following to be able to work with brands. So a quick show of virtual hands if you have ever said that to yourself. You know, my following is just not big enough. My reach isn't massive enough. I'm just not able to do it. Well, if I had $1 for every time I heard that, I could literally retire today. But here is the truth, and I want you to hear it. Having a smaller following is amazing for landing brand deals. All right. Did you hear me? I'm going to say it again. Having a smaller following is amazing for landing brand deals. Why? Well, it's always easier for you to move on to bigger opportunities that you have pitched once you've already pitched and closed 10, 20, or 30 smaller opportunities, because each one of those that you close builds your confidence. And the more that you pitch and the more that you really tune into the art form that is pitching and learn the right way to pitch, the more that you build your confidence. You see, most people, they make the mistake of thinking that they need a certain amount of followers or a certain type of look or a certain type of feel or a certain type of fill in the blank in order to collaborate with brands. But really, what's holding them back is that they don't have the right method to follow. So because they don't have a method to follow, they keep waiting for this magical number of followers or this magical reach number or this magical thing. And by waiting, they lose out on so much money and opportunity. In fact, the most successful people that I see pitching and landing deals consistently are the ones with smaller followings. Now, I would know this because I have taught over 5,000 women, men, creators, entrepreneurs, how to do this over the last 5, 6, 7 years. So I see it happening every day. I know it's possible for you. It was possible for me. It's possible for them. That is exactly how I started pitching, and really how that revelation, it completely changed my business and my life. And so for you today, I want to know, can you commit to getting started today, to just, even if it's a new idea, just that mindset shift? Can you commit to start thinking a little bit differently about being big enough or being blank enough to start putting yourself out there, being seen more, creating really valuable content, and start pitching those brands that you want to work with. The other thing goes back to the point that I was making just a little bit ago about that idea of a content creator. If you are using social media to create content and you are wanting that content to help you get paid in some kind of way, then you are a content creator. So that's another mindset shift that I want you to work on, that you have to start really seeing yourself as someone that creates quality content. It's your job to create that content. It's your job to be of service through that content. And that's going to get you closer to what it is that you want. Now, the other shift, strategic shift that I want you to start making is that a lot of people will tell themselves that they don't know how to pitch, or they don't know who to pitch, or they don't know what to pitch. And so they just can't do it. And here's the thing. If you've never done anything before, well, then of course it's going to be confusing. And of course it's going to be overwhelming because you've never done it before. And of course it could even feel a little nervous to put yourself out there because we have these fears. We don't want to say the wrong thing. We haven't learned the right way to do it. But when you do learn the right way, when you can follow a formula or a process that has already been tested and that has been proven to work, it actually saves you so much time and it gets you to where you want to go faster. And so think about it this way. If you remember the first time you ever drove a car, you probably weren't super confident parallel parking or getting on the freeway for the first time. You probably didn't feel like a driving pro the first time that you went in to your driving school to take your exam. But I bet now when you jump in a car, you don't even think about it. It's like second nature to you because you have learned how to do it and you've done it over and over and over and over again to where it almost has become natural for you. Well, pitching is the exact same. Even at the beginning, it might feel a little bit unfamiliar, but very quickly, if you know the right way to do it and you follow a proven process, just like you did when you learned how to drive a car, you can actually build this out and you can start to pitch not only with a proven method in place, but with your own style in a way that feels really comfortable for you. So the key takeaway here is that there's a massive difference between not knowing how to do something and not being willing to figure it out. So if you want to do anything, you have to learn to do it the right way, get comfortable. And the way that you get comfortable and confident is by doing it over and over and over again. And that is what builds the space, the credibility, the expertise, the knowledge, everything that you need in order to start working with brands that pay. The words don't teach, your action of doing is what teaches you. And so I wanted to share those simple mindset strategies because as simple as they are so universal and they are so common because they can keep so many of us stuck. They can keep so many of us kind of waiting to be seen, waiting to be acknowledged, waiting to be discovered, when really it's our responsibility to show up in order to get what we want. And so I hope that you can take these strategies and just start thinking, how are you showing up with your mindset? Are you telling yourself that you're not this type of person, so you can't do it, or you don't fall into this bucket, so you can't do it, or you're not big enough or large enough or whatever it is? Because if you are, I want you to start thinking through, how is this really paying off for you? Is it really getting you closer to what it is that you want, or is it getting you farther away? I want the ease in working with the brands that you love that are going to pay you to work with them. I want there to be ease in the content that you're creating, and I want you to feel confident doing it. And my friends, with that said, I will talk to you next week. Have a great rest of your week.